him with another video slash commentary. You know, there is another issue in this affair, you know, of ours that we have. And that's the issue of women withholding sex from their husbands, women dangling sex above their husband's head. You know, women like just basically using it like how some people tie a carrot to the end of a stick and then they watch the rabbit go after it, right? These women do the same thing. But the problem is they didn't dangle it over Pookie, Ray Ray, Chad, or Tyrone's head. They just gave it willingly. And they gave it multiple times as well. Now, as far as Muslim sisters are concerned, I'm just gonna have a good opinion about them, although they are following the ways of non-Muslim women for the most part. But I'm just gonna leave that. That's neither here nor there. Okay. So let's even look up the word nikah. Because the thing is about Arabic language, it has multiple meanings for one word. One word can have multiple meanings. Now, the thing is one meaning for nikah is marriage, right? Marriage contract, right? That's one word for nikah. There is also several other words, such as congressus venerus, which I guess means that means it basically means like to have, like, I guess you can say, intercourse while being married. Now, in the Andalusi Arabic meaning of nikah, it basically has several verbiage in which it can be said. It can be yanka, naka, nika, naki, manku. And all of those meanings are to have sexual intercourse. So if having sexual intercourse is one of the meanings of nikah, right? What does that tell you about the importance of it if it is called that in the religion? Okay? The sad reality is this. I know Muslim men and non-Muslim men married who, because they got a wicked witch of the West, or because they got a woman influenced by the West, that they are deprived of intercourse for months. I even know a guy who's been deprived of it for years. So they're not happy campers, right? And a dude like me, I'm gonna need that thing like at least 3 times a day, or even more. You know what I mean? But it's pretty sad that these women are doing that and dangling it over their head. Now, let's look at some hadith about that. And according to most of the majority schools of thought, all of the schools of thought say the same thing. The consensus say the same thing, that when a woman is married, she has to make herself available to the husband for intercourse when he asks for it, as long as she is healthy and no harm will come upon her if she does do intercourse with him. And this is a fact. Now, I'm going to read some hadith that are sahih. They're sahih hadiths that talk about the consequences of women doing what they're doing. Let's read them. You know, one scholar said that two of our most carnal desires as human beings are food and sex. Now, let's read some things. Let's read some things about this. Let me find it real quick. Now, so one of the companions of the Prophet, Nailatu alayhi salatu salam, said that Abu Hurairah, may Allah be pleased with him, said that Nailatu alayhi salatu salam said that if a man calls his wife to his bed and she refuses and does not come, and he spends the night angry with her, then the angels will curse her until the morning. Okay, there was another one that was quoted. Let me see. Let me see. There's one more. Hold on. I'm looking for it one more time. There's one more hadith I want to read to show you the basically the seriousness in this matter. Okay. Okay, let me find it. Okay, here we go. I got it. Now, I want to mention something too. One thing that's going to happen is that, number one, if the husband ain't pleased, he's just going to divorce the wife and say, you know what? That's it. I'm done. Or he's going to get a second co-wife that's going to be going to cooperate. Now, there's one more hadith. Now, you must understand something. A man in Islam has the right to benefit from his wife sexually. And she has the right to benefit from her husband sexually. But if she doesn't let her husband use that right, then she's a sinner. Okay? Now, this is heavy. This is heavy. This is heavy. And these are the words of Nailatu alayhi salatu salam, what I'm about to read. He said, alayhi salatu salam, do you want to know women deserving heaven? There are women who say to their husbands, I will not sleep till I make you satisfied. And when they make a mistake or are treated unfairly by their husbands and who are fond of them. Okay? It also says, even if the woman is cooking, she should sleep with her husband if her husband calls her. It's also vice versa, though, that the woman can, the woman can demand, like, some feel good as well. But unfortunately, what happens is, and this was very key, where they said, I will not sleep till I make you satisfied. Now, in that regards, you have to understand something. Like, let's say even if she doesn't, like, deprive him of it, if she's just sitting there like a damn, like, starfish, then what's the point then? What's the point of it? Like DJ Envy's wife, emasculating him, saying that she's never orgasmed. She's probably starfishing it up. Now, let's look at something from the late great Kevin Samuels. Okay? I can't find the full video of it, but I can only find the commentary of it. But let's listen to Akeisha. Let's listen to what Akeisha says.
Based on give it up easily.
Well, you married. Okay. Why?
Why?
Okay. Why?
Why? Because I don't get. I'm stingy. I'm stingy with the puss.
Excuse me?
So I guess she's talking about, and this is what a lot of them do. Pookie, Ray Ray, boom, 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 wham, bam, and then afterward, when she's trying to lock down a guy, they play the chameleon role. They'll be like, nah, I don't do those things. Nah, that's not me. Nah, I'm an innocent girl. Nah, I don't really do those things that they talk about. But she did those things with Pookie, Ray Ray, and Chad. She definitely did those things. Absolutely. But Chad, Pookie, and Ray Ray don't want commitment. So what happens is you become the fall guy, and the image that she portrays to you is that of one that she's this wholesome girl, when it's like completely the opposite of that.
I'm stingy with it. I do not give it up easily.
Were you married to your daughter's? You were a baby mama though, right?
Baby, I've never been married, no, but I just
Okay,
don't.
so
I know.
hold on. Let's talk about it.
So this especially goes for single mothers too. Single moms, you know, they're definitely trying to play their trump card very hard, right? The reason why they're trying to play their trump card so hard is because of the simple fact that, you know, a lot of the time, you know, I don't know what the statistics are exactly, but, you know, someone told me that 80% of like beledro women have kids out of wedlock. I don't know what the number is with Latin women, but I'm pretty sure it's high as well. But also, it's also with Caucasian women from this country as well too, and those in the UK as well too, and they have them quite young in the UK. Even Australia, I think there was like this 13-year-old girl who had a child out of wedlock, I think. So it happens pretty often. Well, let's continue.
This though, see, I find it funny that women like yourself, baby mamas, all of a sudden want to get stingy with the puss after you done gave your womb up before a ring.
And that's a fact. Like, and this is what you see a lot of. I'm not going to name her. I refuse to name her, but there was this Cape Verdean woman that I know. Gave carousel, you know, a little bit of the carousel, you know. But now, all of a sudden, she's this enlightened Christian woman. You know what I mean? She's this Christian woman that is like holier than thou, basically. And she doesn't do the things that she once did before, according to her.
But then you want the high value men to put a ring on it before he gets it?
So am I supposed to give it away?
You goddamn right you already did. Because
And that's a fact. Like, especially a man with no kids. If a man has no kids and he's been in the trenches building himself up, doing what he needed to do, invested smart, took calculated risk, acquired a portfolio of assets, he shouldn't be looking at a single mother at all. He also shouldn't be looking at a woman who was promiscuous in her past. So that's why, and that may be another video, another commentary at a later time, but that's why you can't let these women sham you for wanting to get a younger woman who has not yet seen, you know, has not yet been on the carousel. And what the modern woman will say is, oh, but, you know, so some of us even look better than the younger ones. The younger ones look like the younger ones look already tired and stuff like that. If they're from a traditional household, which usually is not in a Western community here, then that's going to be completely false. As Maury Povich will say, the lie detector determined that was a lie. Well, let's continue.
here's the thing. See, that's what I mean. Ma'am, You're a used vehicle wanting brand new 2021 prices. You can laugh all you want to, ma'am, but you just said six. You're not even exclusive. You're talking about he's marriage-minded. Where do you think he's inserting his penis? In his hand?
No, that's the thing. He could be inserting it somewhere else.
Exactly, because here's the thing. Men with options don't play these games.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a fact. Like, so let's be honest. Here's the only circumstance where you would take a single mom on. She's a co-wife. That's the only reason why you would do it. And you would have to lay down the conditions that, yo, like, I'm not taking care of that kid. Like, that kid must be in his father's life. You must, like, you know, make sure that that father is taking care of the kid, because I'm not an ATM to that kid. You're on my program now. And if you're going to be on my program, this is how it goes. And if you're not going to be on my program, you know, the door is open to you, right? To leave. So that's the only case you should maybe even have a single mom, is if she's going to be a co-wife. And that's it. That's the only other reason, you know.
I'm not telling you what you have to do, but I'm telling you that if you're telling us or telling me that you've had sex with a man and had a child outside of marriage, and then you go into the dating market and telling another guy, you got to pay a higher price than this other guy did. Is the child's father in the life?
Yeah, he's in his life.
And that's what they do. That's what these women do. These women, right? They let the rest have it for free. You know, oh, you can have it, right? But then you, unfortunately, have to pay a hefty sum. And the sad thing is, it's not even guaranteed that you get it. In fact, she may deprive you of it. And most of the time they will. Because they're not looking for it. At this point, when a woman is past her prime or off the carousel, the only thing she's looking for is resources in a retirement, in a 401k, and a life that Miss Strong, independent, I can do it on my own, couldn't give herself. So she's looking at some, unfortunately, weak-minded man to give it to her. And you must not be that man.
In her life.
Is he a high-value man?
I would say so.
No,
yeah,
but is he making $10,000 a month or more?
No.
Then he's not a high-value man. Is the guy that you've been with 6 months, who's non-exclusive, making $10,000 a month or more?
Yeah, he is.
So in other words, the broke womb for free, but the rich can't even get. This is crazy.
This is what they do. I swear to God. I swear to God. I swear to Allah. That's what they do. Listen. Chad didn't have to pay. Pookie and Ray Ray didn't have to pay. Tyrone did not have to pay. But you, guy, who made something of his life, who maybe has a Fortune 500 company, who maybe is on Forbes magazine, you have to pay. Okay? I have a couple of real estate friends, right? And they tell me all the time. They say, you know what? I'd rather pay for a hooker than have any commitment to these women, because it's just wham bam. You know, that's all it comes down to. Versus when you're dealing with a Keisha or a Casper Karen or even a Malbogia Maria or a like a lascivious Ling Ling, you're gonna have to pay, you know? That's what they're looking for. They're looking for resources. Okay? Keep that in mind. Let's continue.
This is crazy.
Okay, first off, he's motherfucking right. Situation of the universe, no matter how reward, because it's the only thing that you. One thing is because you're not any good at it. They find out the Corvette has. I just don't believe, and it's a leave after you get everything that we want. One thing because you've only got that one thing to offer. And the reason that they leave after you get that one thing is because you're not any good at it. They find out the Corvette has a 4-cylinder inline.
That's a fact. Now listen, bro, I'm going to be honest with you. And this is going to sound messed up, but women, for the most part, I'm going to be honest with you. Women, for the most part, that's all they do offer is sex, okay? For the most part. A man has to tighten up his loin, pick up his bootstraps, and do the darn thing. Right? A woman doesn't have to do any of that. Okay? And that's just the bottom line. The thing is this. Okay? Don't let these women dupe you into thinking that you're not you don't have the power, and that this world was not made by you. You know, of course, Allah created this world, right? But who did he create first? He created, well, there's some scholars who actually think that there was different people before even Adam alayhi salam, Prophet Adam alayhi salam. But what I'm saying is this, okay? What I'm saying is this. God created Adam first, alayhi salam. He didn't create Hawa first. He created Adam first. You know, Adam alayhi salam, he just needed someone to compliment him. He didn't necessarily need Hawa alayhi salam. He didn't necessarily need her, but he just wanted basically someone to compliment him, right? So what I'm trying to say is this. Pretty much, I'm going to be honest, that's all pretty much women offer you, unless she's just one of those rare women who's going to put you onto things, who's going to get you to like different parts, who's just going to be literally your better half. But that's very rare to find these days, even amongst Muslim women in the West. I'm going to be honest. Why do you think I haven't married any of them? You know, I don't care if they're from my parts of Africa. You know, if they have that Western influence, no way, Jose. It's not happening. You know, because I've seen the aftermath of that. You know. So that's just the bottom line. You know. And so they talk about, oh, we need to be down with the patriarchy and stuff like that. But God saw to it that the patriarchy was in place for a reason. Okay? If God wanted it any other way, he would have had, you know, the Bilal, he would have had Neladu or any of the other prophets as women. But he didn't want it that way. Okay? So the bottom line is this. If you're in a marriage and she's withholding sex from you, then it's time for you to leave. Okay? It's time for you to leave. Leave her alone. Just do the divorce and go. But let's see what else this guy has to say.
See, you're pretty. So men always chase you to try to get down into your pants. But then when they got down into your pants, they found out you're just fucking boring. So once they got there, they left, which is why you think they only want the one thing and then they just leave after they get it. Because you suck at that one thing because there was never any pressure on you to get better at that one thing. And if you string them along and give them the one thing, they still leave because it turns out there was never any pressure on you to develop a personality. Here you are giving advice to people to play stupid games with holding sex as some kind of reward because it's the only thing that you have to offer. You don't offer anything in terms of intellectual stimulation or companionship that would make someone stay around instead of.
And that's the fact. Like a guy like me, I will invest in you if you offer those things that he said. If you offer, like, for example, like if you're a Hafiza in Quran, I'm going to invest in you. If you know the books of Maliki Fiqh, I'm going to invest in you. If you know, like, your religion, I'm going to invest in you. But if you're just period, hot girl summer and stuff like that, there's no reason to. Because, like, I hate to assume we have to think the best of each other, but talking like that, it only makes me, my inner eye tells me one thing. So let's continue.
Learning that, you learn to play stupid games, which makes the worst people stay around and then get bored with their lives. I decided to use.
And that's the thing. These women get mad when they play stupid games and win stupid prizes. And that, you know, I think I'm going to make a shirt. I think I'm going to make a t-shirt of that. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Because that's all they do. That's all of them do. It's just play these dumb games and then they get mad when they win stupid prizes.
A white man there because, you know,
But yeah, that's all I got for now, guys. You guys leave your thoughts, leave your comments. Fool is signing out. I'm off to the next one. Njara.